Hey guys, it's Tana and welcome back to my channel and another Kraftgali video. Today we're going to be working with the woven plaid background stamp set and the Thankful Leaves turnabout stamp set from Concord and Ninth. And while you watch me stamp this plaid background out, I am going to tell you that this is the last Kraftgali video for Wednesdays that I'll be doing. Starting in November 9th, I will be moving to Saturdays with my Kraftgali videos. And the store is closed for the month of November, but I will be doing 2 videos in November just so we can have some fun. So I'm using my embossing pad, ink pad, to stamp up this woven plaid background stamp. And since it's brand new, I am stamping it out like 3 times. I'm using the Misty. As you can see up above the Misty, I tried stamping it out for the very first time, right before I did this one, and it was missing some spots, and there was no way for me to line it back up because I didn't know where I put it. So we had to do it all over again. We're using Ranger's Cranberry Metallic Embossing Powder for the first one, and the Metallic Marigold for the second. Now I have a little sample jar that came in a little kit I bought at AC Moore, but the Kraftgali store does carry both embossing powders. So I find it helpful to go over my Misty cover with a rag so my hand doesn't stick when I'm trying to do a whole background stamp like this. It actually helps a lot. And I ended up stamping this one out only twice before I covered it. And I had to put the embossing powder back in the jar and then pour it over again because it's not a regular sized jar. But that's okay. It still worked. And I really like both these colors. And I thought we'd switch it up for this video, seeing as how it's the last video for October. And starting in November, we're going to be getting into a whole bunch of Christmas cards. So I wanted to do at least one autumn card before we moved along into Christmas. So, well, you guys may not have started Christmas yet, but I am actually on my 7th set of 10 Christmas cards because I'm making them to sell. So I've done 70 Christmas cards, not including the singles that I've done for videos. So now we're going to use the Thankful Leaves turnabout stamp, but we're not going to use it as a turnabout stamp. I'm just going to stamp out the 3 big leaves twice each. And I'm using Lawn Fawn black ink right now to stamp these out because we're going to be doing some Copic coloring. And we're going to fussy cut those out because I don't have any dies for those, but that's okay. You guys don't have to watch the agony of cutting them out. So I'm just going to show you how I colored one leaf, and then we're going to skip past the rest of the coloring. And I will have each color posted above. I can't see them right now, so you guys will just have to read the screen because editing right now, I can't see it, doing the voiceover, so I'll have to just put the words in there for you guys to see. So I started out with a red and then went in with orange, made sure that those blended together well. And then I went in with my yellow and blended that out. Now I just looked up some pictures of leaves, images of leaves on Google, and tried to imitate the ones that I liked. Now we're going in with like a burgundy for the tips, and I also outline the veins with the burgundy, and then I do a couple of dots in the center. And I tried to do them each a little different, so some of them have more yellow and green. There's a couple that look like this first one. And I think I tried to make one that was more orange and yellow. There's only 6, so. Excuse me. So as of right now, the 2 youngest in the house have a cough that will not go away. It sounds very croupy. Back to the video. I'm going over the entire leaf now with the blender pen just to kind of blend those colors in for a smoother look. Smoother transition. And there's that first leaf up close. So now here they are, magically all colored in and fussy cut out. And as you can see, I really did try to mix up the colors. And now we're going to trim them all down, or trim these both down. One of them's my standard 1/8 of an inch smaller all the way around. And I think this one ends up being 1/4 of an inch around. Let me look at the cards real quick. Maybe not. The yellow one's more of a... I took 1/4 inch off of that one total, and I took only an 1/8 of an inch off of the burgundy background. Just so that a tiny bit of the card base was showing through that burgundy one. The yellow one's going to go on a black card base, and the other one's going to go on a fog card base. And now I'm going to take out my regular distress inks, and I took crushed olive and went over the background. I started out wanting these white in the background, but it was just too stark looking for my liking for a fall card. So I figured this green would go nicely with the yellow. And this one has rusty hinge wherever it was white. And I think they both turned out really cute with the colors. I like the colors. I like how they look together. Now that circle off to the side, I cut that out. Originally, I did that one with rusty hinge, and I just didn't like the way it looked on the card it's going on. So I ended up using, I don't show it, but I end up using oxide for that one, and I use scattered straw. So the yellow background's just going to be stuck onto the base with some double-sided 1/4 inch tape. And the burgundy background, I put some foam tape on it, but we don't put that on the card base just yet because I have plans for that one. So there's that circle all colored with scattered straw and distress oxide. And now I'm going to see where I want to place it on the card front, so I know where to put my sentiment. I'm going to powder that up really good because it's got oxide ink on it. And I'm going to use my VersaFine Claire Nocturne ink and stamp out the sentiment twice. Now this sentiment came with the Thankful Leaves stamp set, and it says, "Your kindness means so much." After I stamp that out twice, I'm going to use some Ranger clear embossing powder over it and heat set that. Now I wanted this circle to hang off of the edge of the card front. So we are going to place the leaves behind it, and I'll show you that in a second. But part of that will be cut off. Now I'm going to take a piece of vellum, and it's already got the sides cut with a scalloped edge die from Lawn Fawn. And I'm just placing another sentiment, well, 2 from the Thankful Leaf stamp set, and it's So Very Happy. Excuse me, now I sound like I'm losing my voice. So I'm going to stamp that out twice with the same ink, VersaFine Nocturne Claire, and heat set that with some more clear embossing powder from Ranger. Excuse me one second. Take a drink there, see if that doesn't clear up my throat. So now I'm going to kind of go with the water splotches on my dried circle and draw a line there so I know where my foam tape should go. And this is some Dollar Tree foam tape. And then I'm going to start seeing where I want my leaves to go. So we're just kind of going to glue them onto the back and the front. So you might see part of the leaf hang over the front of the circle on certain leaves, like this one. And I just use my Lawn Fawn glue tube for that. And there's the third one. And then of course we have to add foam tape to those because they'll be popped up just like the circle is. And we're going to take off all of our paper off the foam tape, and I added a little bit of Lawn Fawn glue to the back of the foam tape just to make sure it sticks to the embossing powder. And I'm just going to trim the edge of that off, and that card is done. Now for the second card with the burgundy background, we're going to take the foam tape and just pop the paper up a little bit so we can fold that vellum over and stick it to the back side of the card. And then I ran out of Lawn Fawn glue, so I had to use some Nouveau Deluxe adhesive just to put that onto my card base, and just where the vellum was I put glue. And now we're going to start placing our leaves. So I wanted the biggest one down on the bottom, and then I put the smaller two up on above the sentiment. And I wanted to make sure that those two leaves with similar colors were separated. That's why one is above and one is below. So here's a better look at that first card. And here's the second card. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's video, the very last Wednesday video. I forgot all about the giveaway for this month, so I will do 2 next month. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber and you like what you see, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be aware of all the giveaways and the videos. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.